Hi, welcome to Gene Rants. I'm Gene, and today we're going to be talking about hypocrisy. Hypocrisy and Jimmy Kimmel. The two go very much together, as you are about to see, and it also applies to many of our friends on our left, including the audience, the usual audience for Jimmy Kimmel. But first, everybody knows ABC canceled his show because he basically, he said that Charlie Kirk was responsible for his assassination, or that the right or MAGA Republicans were responsible for his assassination because he said that Tyler Robinson, the alleged assassin, was a MAGA Republican, which is totally false. Everybody who knew him, including his parents, said he is far left. He had gone far left. You see this all the time. You're going to be seeing this at a lot of Thanksgiving tables coming in just about a month. Where you have liberals even have, I've seen in the past, instructions or advice on their websites how to talk to liberals, how college students, when they go home for Thanksgiving dinner, say how to talk to your parents about Donald Trump or whatever. There's many cases of conservative parents having very far left radical children who become radicalized when they go to college. So be careful if you're a conservative parent to which university you. If it's like Harvard, just say, well, I'm not paying for it. If you want to go to Hillsdale or the new University of Austin, if you want to go there, then I will help you. But if you want to go to Harvard or Columbia or MIT, you're on your own, kid. But getting a little off the track here. The point is that, well, first of all, these accusations of, well, it's an attack on the First Amendment and on free speech. That is just total nonsense. Jimmy Kimmel, now he can go, he has plenty of money. He has more than enough money. He is set for life as it is now. Plenty of money to start his own podcast, YouTube channel. He can go and do what Tucker Carlson has. We'll be getting to Tucker Carlson in a moment. But you start a show on X. He can maybe be a talking head on MSNBC or CNN. Plenty of avenues for him. And the most important one is that Charlie Kirk's organization, Turning Point USA, before the assassination, there were, I think, 9,000 chapters. There are now, a little over a week later, I believe 60,000 applications now for new chapters. So there are plenty. 60,000 Turning Point USA chapters, probably more on the way. And Jimmy Kimmel can go stand in front of any one of them and say whatever he wants. Nobody is trampling or abridging his right of free speech. ABC, which we'll also be getting to in a moment, we're getting into them right now. They're a business. They are a business. They are not. Jimmy Kimmel, he was on the way out anyhow. He would have been, because the ratings are in the tank. Just as with Steve Colbert, the network is losing money on Jimmy Kimmel's show. How long are they going to keep him around? So that was one strike, and now he makes this ridiculous. Imagine if Jimmy Kimmel had said, this is hypothetical, obviously, I hope this never happens, but if a woman were to be raped, a young woman to be raped, brutally beaten, maybe even killed, and Jimmy Kimmel had gone on the air and a monologue said, well, she deserved it. She was wearing a short skirt. She deserved whatever happened to her. Would these same people who are crying these copious tears over Jimmy Kimmel's assassination, being his cancellation from ABC, would they want him? Would they still defend him if he had said something that? Because that's essentially what Jimmy Kimmel did. He said that, well, because Charlie Kirk, there's no denying this, calmly invited people who disagreed with him to debate him. He went friendlily into places, well, college campuses where people were hostile to him, and engaged in debate, and often succeeded in changing minds. And because he did that, he deserved what happened to him. That's what Jimmy Kimmel said. That's the import of what he said. Now, you would have said, well, the guy was a fascist and he deserved what happened to him. Whatever. That ABC is a business. You can restrict speech on your business. If I have, well, I used to be, as a real estate broker. Well, I am a real estate broker too, still have my license, but I had salespeople. And if somebody had said something racist, or for instance, or said something about Charlie Kirk, or about anybody, something that happened I know, Jimmy Carter died recently. So, Joe, he's a fascist, and I'm glad Jimmy Carter, I'm glad he's dead. I very well might have fired him. Definitely a liberal version of a liberal counterpart to Charlie Kirk, an assassination of a liberal. I did. Oh, Martin Luther King. If somebody had celebrated the death of Martin Luther King, boom, out. If I were the boss. So it's a business. If for no other reason, I mean, obviously, I would be very, not too happy with somebody who believed something like that. Somebody who would not be my friend. But if I had a business and it was known that I had an employee that was celebrating the death of Martin Luther King in 1968, within a week or the very day that it happened, well, that's going to hurt my business. I would lose a lot of customers over that. So just as a business decision, and that's a decision, I'm sure that's why ABC, one reason why they fired him, they were losing money on him anyway. But another reason is that an officer from ABC, I don't remember her name, but she went to him after he said what he said and said that he needed to apologize. And he not only refused to apologize, said he would not apologize, but he said he would double down on what he said. So no wonder that he was fired. But what I want to get to is especially the hypocrisy, because it is right out there. And we can start out with Jimmy Kimmel. You may remember that Tucker Carlson used to have, it was actually the most popular show on Fox News, and he was fired. Fox News fired him. And here on video is the reaction of Jimmy Kimmel and his audience at the time when it was announced that Tucker Carlson would no longer be at Fox News.
Fox News has severed bow ties with Tucker Carlson. After all these years, they are parting ways, which means he was fired. I mean, that's really what parting ways means. Tucker couldn't be reached for comment. He's already on a plane to Moscow to meet with his manager. But what a shock. I mean, what an absolutely delightful shock this is. Now Tucker can spend more time at home tanning his testicles and touching himself to that sexy green M&M. Sadly, he's probably not done poisoning old people's brains. The question now is, where will he do it next? Will he go to OAN? Will he go to Newsmax? Will he crawl back up Satan's fiery beehole from whence he came? We don't know. One of the most despicable mother Tuckers ever to appear on American television.
I am sure that the most radical far-left liberal who saw that video that I just showed you, I am sure that even to them, the hypocrisy today would be obvious of, Jimmy Kimmel's own reaction to being canceled, but of his supporters. You just heard how the audience and Jimmy Kimmel himself reacted to the firing of Tucker Carlson, again, for something that he said. So, as I said, the hypocrisy is obvious, but it doesn't stop there. I'm now going to share you a list of 10, count them, 10 conservatives who have been canceled, who have lost their jobs, and connectedly, by extension, all the people, the hundreds of people in some cases, or even thousands, who worked for these people. So here we go. Here is the list. Roseanne Barr, fired by ABC, Disney, and her hit show Roseanne canceled overnight in 2018 after one tweet. Hundreds of cast and crew lost their jobs. And it's worth mentioning ABC, those are the same people who fired Jimmy Kimmel. Okay, so they double-edged sword. They played both sides of the aisle. And this was a tweet, okay? It was not something that happened on her show. Jimmy Kimmel was his monologue. He said it on the air. Gina Carano, fired from The Mandalorian in 2021 for social media posts that didn't fit the left's policies. Dropped by her agency, too. Megyn Kelly, fired by NBC in 2018, her morning show canceled after comments about Halloween costumes. And as I recall, the comment about Halloween costumes, I believe it was Harvard, it was some university, and they were having some kind of Halloween celebration or party or whatever. And a professor at Harvard said, well, admonished the celebrants not to dress up as Indians because it would be in some way culturally insulting to Indians and people of color, whatever. I don't remember the exact quote. You can look it up. But the point is that Megyn Kelly correctly pointed out, well, that's just stupid. That's just silly. And for that, she lost her job. She was on a network, CBS, and boom, 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 she's gone. Dave Chappelle, Netflix employees staged a walkout and demanded his comedy special be pulled for transphobia. The left tried hard to cancel him. Dave, if you've ever seen some of his more recent routines, he is just merciless on transgender, and well, he was canceled for it. Joe Rogan, the left pressured Spotify to drop him, running coordinated campaigns and advertiser boycotts over COVID discussions. And we now know, looking back 2 years, more than 2 years later, that he was right. As so were so many who were deplatformed, thrown off of Twitter at the time, other social, Facebook, for saying things that contradicted the narrative at that time about COVID, and he has been proven right, as have so many others. Tucker Carlson, just mentioned him, taken off Fox News in 2023. Liberal activists bragged about advertiser pressure campaigns that helped force him out, costing thousands of downstream jobs. Thousands of downstream jobs. And yeah, I remember there was a campaign problem that Tucker Carlson was having, that he was losing advertisers because this pressure campaign. But anyways, the point is, maybe it was right to take him off the air, but the hypocrisy of cheering what happened to Tucker Carlson, and I have a lot of problems with Tucker Carlson as far as his views on a number of things, but either the point is that he was canceled. I don't miss him personally, but and I'm glad he's off the air. But I'm also glad that Steve Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel are off the air. Both sides. It has to apply to both sides. You can't comply. I mean, you can say one should have been taken off the air and not another, but you can't say, well, it's fascism or threats of free speech on one side, but it's not on the other. It was a business decision on both sides. Parler. Everybody remember Parler? It was social media. It's like Truth Social, like Trump's Truth Social. It was conservative, and they were doing very, very well, very well. They may be around today still, I don't know, but they had an app on Apple and Google, and well, Parler, Apple, Google, and Amazon colluded in 2021 to wipe the entire platform off the internet. Tens of thousands of small creators and businesses lost income overnight. And as I recall, Parler had to set up their own cloud or whatever, their own means of being on the internet, because they had been on through Amazon, the Amazon cloud or AWS or whatever the heck it is, and Amazon, just threw them off. So Parler, J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter, right? Blacklisted from events, attacked by activists, and pressured out of projects for speaking her mind about, same as Dave Chappelle, about transgenderism and men and women's sports, so on and so forth. And, well, she's the same thing. I would imagine he's not on this list. He could be in a way. Alan Dershowitz, because he lost all his friends. He's no longer invited. He has a house on Martha's Vineyard. He's no longer invited to parties there. I guess there's a well-known local pierogi stand of all things, and the person running the pierogi stand refused to sell him pierogies because he defended Trump in his impeachment, his first impeachment trial. And it's interesting because now the Democrats have lost. So this is a little aside here, but the Democrats have lost Alan Dershowitz. He is a while ago he left the Democrat Party, and now though he has now said, I will do everything I can to prevent the election of Democrats. So there you go. That's the result of what they're doing, and the Democrats are doing, the left is doing. Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy. My Pillow pulled from major retailers, banned from Twitter, and targeted with advertiser boycotts. He used to advertise on a lot of stations. Now Fox News is the only place that he can advertise. Maybe One American News Network. I think I see ads for him every so often, and that's about it. He got dropped just about everywhere, and that reminds me of another one, Ivanka Trump. They call her Ivanka Trump, Ivanka Kushner, Trump's daughter. She had a fashion line or jewelry or something like that. It was in Bloomingdale's. It was in various department stores, and was taken out. They took it off the shelves. So no more cancellation there. So we're actually up to 12. We're sticking with 10 on this list. And finally, Alex Jones, simultaneously banned in 2018 by YouTube, Facebook, Apple, and Spotify. Coordinated erasure celebrated as a model for censorship. Now, again, full disclosure, I have my problems with Alex Jones, as I do with Tucker Carlson, but that is not the point. The point is, you can say, well, it was right to cancel this person, and it was okay to fire, for a network to fire this person, but not that person. That's okay. You're just saying but as a matter of free speech, or saying it's unfair or whatever, if you're going to cry, just shed copious tears for the cancellation of liberals such as Steve Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel, then you have to cry all the examples that I gave you. Otherwise, you're a hypocrite. But the number one hypocrite, as I showed earlier, that video, Jimmy Kimmel, because he celebrated the firing of Tucker Carlson, but when he's the one who gets fired, then, that's a different story. So your comments always welcome in the comment section below the video. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it, but most of all, come back and see me again. I would love to see all of you again, and until I do see all of you again, did I say subscribe? Subscribe. And until I see you all again, bye.